Hi, thank you for joining me on an episode of Chad Sports Talk. You don't know, my name's Chad, and we take a dive into the world of sports. This is my Week 7 college football pick slash preview video. If you don't know, last week I went 8-4 in my picks. And once again, I'm going to give you 12 picks I'm going to present to you for this upcoming Saturday's action. And kind of see who I think is going to win some of these unique matchups. Let's go ahead and kick it off when the ACC, when you get the 22nd rank. NC State Wolfpack visiting Boston College. Both these teams are built very well. They're both 4-1 currently. NC State has a marquee win against Clemson. BC is another very well-built, well-coached team that's doing extremely well. And I will give the edge to Boston College to knock off the ranked Wolfpack at home. Head back to Blacksburg for Virginia Tech, now hosting Pitt. Pitt's been one of these teams that kind of gone up and down. I mean, they went into Tennessee and won, but then lose next week at home to Western Michigan. Virginia Tech had that emotional loss against Notre Dame. I mean, they gave the Irish everything and just lost the last second. I foresee Virginia Tech taking out their frustrations on Pitt and just manhandling the Panthers and getting the victory. Then we had the Big 12 country. Now we have the 12th, and one of the big-time matchups. The 12th ranked undefeated Oklahoma State will go to Austin, take on the 25th Longhorns. This one has a lot of question marks surrounding this game. Can UT bounce back? I mean, they had that emotional loss against the Arch Irish Sooners in the Red River Showdown. Can they hold on to the lead? Last week, they proved they could not. They just looked gassed in that fourth quarter as Oklahoma came back. Is Oklahoma State that good? I don't think there's anything really on their record that really stands out except for the Baylor game. Longhorns do tend to choke when these key matchups. It just seems to be their MO lately, which is unfortunate. This is a very proud school and proud fan base. But I'm not 100% sold at Oklahoma State. Maybe this game will change my mind, but right now I'm going to give the Longhorns the win to end the Cowboys' perfect season. Now we'll head up to Waco, where the Baylor Bears will play host to future Big 12 member and 19th ranked BYU. BYU just got embarrassed at home and lost to Boise State. It's such a letdown for them. They're looking to make some noise in the playoffs, trying to remain undefeated. And I think that loss pretty much took them out. And Baylor is trying to rebound in the good graces of the polls. But it's just one of those, can BYU recover against Baylor? Or do the Bears give them a nice Texas welcome? I can see BYU barely escaping Baylor or Waco with a victory. Now we'll head down to San Antonio, where a little love to Conference USA and the UTSA Roadrunners as they play host to Rice. Remember, UTSA is undefeated and they're a Conference USA member, so that's probably why they're not getting ranked or getting much love. I think they're like, if you look at the polls, I think they're like, 27th, 28th, depending which poll. So they're getting the votes, they're just not getting in there because, once again, they're Conference USA. Their marquee wins is when they at Illinois and at Memphis. Illinois, not a very big-time win. Memphis right now is kind of a 50-50. So there's not a lot of love for the Roadrunners. I told you after the Memphis games I picked against them that I'm jumping on the Roadrunners bandwagon, and I'll give them love. And I'll say the Roadrunners just speed past the Owls to continue to undefeat the season. Now we'll head out to the Mountain West, and there's a couple key matchups out there. First, we go with Fresno State visiting Wyoming. Both these schools have some very good marquee wins outside of conference play. Fresno State did win in UCLA. Both these kind of need this win to kind of stay in the hunt in the Mountain West Championship. Unfortunately, Fresno State plays in the same division as San Diego State, so they need to keep that, that don't slip too far behind them, so to keep pressure on the Aztecs. And I think they will. They will go into Laramie and beat the Cowboys. Then you have Air Force visiting Boise State. Boise State right now is riding high after upsetting BYU in Provo. And Air Force does have a tendency and a history to lose against Boise State. Both these schools kind of need that to kind of maintain that mark in the Mountain West, in the Mountain Division, to get that slot in the Mountain West Championship. And I do see Boise State continue on with the victories and knocking off the Falcons. In the Pac-12, there's a key matchup between two South members, as number 18 Arizona State heads into Salt Lake City to take on Utah. Both these teams really need to keep this. Right now, Arizona State's in the lead in the South, and I think Utah needs to get this win to put their name on top of there. Outside the division, they both lost to BYU, and I think Utah will give Arizona State all they can handle and probably scare them, but I think Arizona State will be able to sneak out Salt Lake City with a victory. Now we had the SEC for the last 4 games I'm going to talk about this week. I'm going to start off with Auburn visiting number 17 Arkansas. Both these schools need to try to get themselves back on track to get in a good position in the SEC West, especially since Alabama lost. And both these schools actually lost to Georgia too, strangely enough. But I don't see Arkansas losing 3 in a row. They put everything they had against Ole Miss and came up short. They took they risked it for the biscuit, and they didn't make that 2-point conversion at the end of the game. But I have to give it to Arkansas right now. Arkansas is doing very well. If they tighten up their defense, they should have no issues with the Auburn Tigers. I think the game of the week is going to be undefeated number 11 Kentucky headed into undefeated number 1 Georgia. As I stated last week, Georgia's the best team in the country. I said it before Alabama lost. I'll still stick behind Georgia. Kentucky has some missing pieces on defense, unfortunately, which is going to hamper their ability to contain Georgia. Georgia's defense is going to be too much for Kentucky, and Georgia is going to continue to march on with a victory. And then you have number 5 Alabama visiting Mississippi State. This is a rebound game for the Tide to continue to maintain their presence in the SEC West and possibly, head into the SEC Championship, possible rematch with Georgia. Who knows? I don't see Nick Saban losing 2 in a row. Actually, I don't think there's been a time frame. I think they have lost 2 in a row. If it has been, it's been so long that no one remembers. But I do think Mississippi State will make it interesting. It's not going to be easy victory for Alabama. It's just one of these teams that knows Alabama very well, so they know how to try to coach against them. But I think the Tide will sneak past the Bulldogs in this one. And then you have the 13th ranked Ole Miss visiting Tennessee. Tennessee has rebounded nicely after their home loss to Pitt. So they've been a nice little tear up recently. Ole Miss had that emotional victory against Arkansas. I can see Ole Miss being a little emotionally drained after that week, heading up to Rocky Top, and the Vols slipping past the Rebels in a shocker. I will say Tennessee will upset Ole Miss. Well, those are my picks for this week. Let me know what you think. Let me know which one you think I'm completely wrong on. Do you see Alabama losing 2 in a row? Do you think my pick of Tennessee upsetting Ole Miss is wrong? Maybe NC State should win in Boston College. Hey, just leave a comment down below. Let me know what you think. Let me know which game you're looking forward to. While you're there, go ahead, smash that thumbs up for me. Give me a like. When you're there, you can also subscribe. Once you subscribe, you hit that bell notification. And at least until next time I post a video. And I'll see you soon on Chat Sports Talk.